Hi, good afternoon. I'm Jenny Long.
And I'm Celie Clark.
And we
are Jenallee. Did we get it? Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
We keep saying we're getting better at this, but I'm not sure. We're just going to keep practicing. We'll get it. And it's hard because everything's flipped. And so it's a challenge. But soon we will be together again. We cannot wait for that day.
Yes.
But we are so excited that you are here with us this evening. Celie and I are instructional technologists with Eagle Mountain Saginaw Independent School District, which is a little bit north of Fort Worth, Texas. So we are so excited that you are joining us, whether you're watching live on Facebook or on Twitter or watching the replay on YouTube. We hope that we have some things to offer you tonight, that you as teachers or just parents, as you're in this time of remote learning, hopefully we can offer you some things that will be helpful and just share from our hearts. So we have some really exciting guests on this evening that we're super excited about, and we hope that you are going to enjoy what they have to say. So we're going to start off by giving you a couple hints, and hopefully you know who they are or you wouldn't have come because they're such amazing educators. We know everyone wants to hear what they have to say. So, but just a couple facts about them. Fact number one.
We don't just have one guest on the show. We have two.
And they do look similar, but they are brothers.
Some may even say they're twins from Spain.
Yes, and they teach in Utah.
And when you put our names together, it comes to Twinsalee.
Twinsalee, that is a thing. It's a hashtag.
I mean, it's hard to spell. Yeah, it's hard to spell Jenallee. You can imagine how hard it is to spell Twinsalee. But it's a trending hashtag, so definitely go look it up.
Yeah, check that out. So find out more about them and hear what they have to say right after this.
The Jenallee Show, try everything. The Jenallee Show, try everything.
Hello, everyone.
Yay!
There they are.
Yes, the eTwinz are in the house. We have Alberto and Mario with us, and we are super excited that they are here. We actually call them the boys, and so when Jenny texts me or calls, she's like, "Oh, I talked to the boys today." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about." I mean, I don't know why we don't call them the twins, but they're not the twins to us. They're the boys. I don't know.
Well, and we met Alberto and Mario last year at TCEA. It was the first time that we met them. We had known them online, and we were so excited. Yay, the dynamic duo. Hello to the dynamic duo. Now, who is that you're talking about? Because we've got both of us.
Yeah, we have two sets of dynamic duos.
That's right. But we had known you online, and then when we met at the summit, I think the first time, we ran and embraced, but it was just like a connection right away. Like I told Celie this morning, I was like, I just feel like we're family, like they're our brothers, it's just awesome and feels like we've known you forever. And I love the connection that we have and the expertise that you offer. And we just appreciate you as educators and friends. And we're just so excited to have you on tonight and can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like we feel in the same way, because if you think about it, just 1 year, it is kind of crazy, right? Because now when we see each other, we are all the time together, right? So it's like, just and then we're texting each other like 24/7. So it's like it's a really special connection. Yeah.
It is.
I know. When we went to Bet, the whole time Jenny and I were like, we're the boys. We need them with us. Oh my goodness. Like it just didn't feel right without y'all there with us.
We got to hang out in Miami. That was super fun.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome at FETC. That was a great time. So double dynamite.
There we go.
That's awesome.
Well, Alberto and Mario, tell us a little bit about yourself, just kind of who you are, what you do, and just a little bit about your background and anything you want to share with us as we get started.
All right. So there we go. So I'm Alberto and I'm Mario, just in case you were wondering. And so we are originally from Spain, and 5 years ago we decided to kind of embark on a new adventure. So we decided to move here to Utah to teach, and we teach in a immersion school, which means we teach the whole day in Spanish. So we teach science, math, Spanish language arts, everything, all the subjects in Spanish. Yeah, so as Alberto said, we came here like 5 years ago, and we came here to do our internship. And after that, they hired us, so we came here as an interns, and we didn't know if we were going to get a job or what, but we got lucky, I guess, and we got a job, and since then we are here after 5 years. So yeah, it's been great. Yeah, I teach 5th grade and I teach 6th grade. So I get his favorite students, and it is such a difference. They all come to me like, hey, Senor Mario, you are way better teacher. And, they cry every day, and last year was way better. I wish I was there one more year, but yeah, we really have a great connection. We are really good friends. That's why we work almost every day. Almost every day.
Except for when you want to lock the door and throw away the key, like you said the other day.
Yeah, I know. I said that last night because so we were texting each other. I don't know what happened. And Mario made a joke out of me, and I told him to go to sleep to the car. So and he needed to take his pillow to the car and sleep there. So that's funny. So yeah, that's why we work together, because we kind of like each other.
That's great. I mean, not all siblings do. I mean, I have a few in my house, and it's not a very cohesive relationship like I see between the two of you. So, but Celine and I aren't blood related, but we can feel the same way. We definitely feel a connection, and we work well together. And I know that you guys too. I love how you play off each other and finish each other's sentences. And
I know, but you two do the same. Even if you don't notice, sometimes do the same. So and we always talk about this. You're Sally, right? Yeah, and I'm Jenny. This dynamic duo, because we share the same personality, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yes. We have the schedulers. We have the creative side. We have the on-task one. So yes, we can relate, definitely.
Yeah, Alberto and Jenny both keep the calendar and the schedule, and Mario and I just have fun. I really don't know. We're over here in our own world. Creating who knows what.
Very talented, for sure.
All right. Well, we have a few questions we want to ask you tonight on the show. And the first one is, what celebrations or wow moments have you had during distance learning?
I have one just very clear, because one of my students, she was struggling a lot with remote learning and all of that. So I was helping her, during 1 week, especially because she was struggling, just not about academics, because we think that right now academics are not, it's important, but it's not the most important thing, about all of the social, emotional part and how they feel and all of that. It is even more important. So I was helping her, and it was throughout the week. And then Thursday, someone knocked on my door, and when I opened it, it was there were cinnamon rolls, with a note from her, saying hey, Sir Mario, thank you so much for helping me. That was really sweet. Yeah, it was really, really sweet.
Literally sweet.
Yeah, literally. It was amazing. Yeah. And they were jammy. They were amazing. They were really good. Really good. So I told her, you just made my week. It doesn't matter whatever happens to me, or whatever has happened to me during this week. You just made it. That's why we are teachers, right? And I think that's the most important thing. We always say that academics are important, but also sell and care about the students. It's more important right now. And I think that the wow moment for me is to realize that after 3-4 weeks of remote learning, I have the same connection with my students. I somehow managed to keep building that relationship with them, that trust and everything in this remote learning setting. And the other day we were playing together, different games. I shared my screen and we were playing games together in a Microsoft Teams call. And I could feel that connection, even if we are not together, we are separate, but I could feel that connection with them.
I love that. So in talking about games, I recently read that in your blog that you shared recently about the Onenote game. So we're supposed to have a match here soon, right?
Yeah, Onenote games night. Yeah. We did recently a post in our blog post that it was 5 ways to have fun with your students in this remote learning scenario or setting that we have right now. And we talk about some games that we do in our collaboration space in the Onenote, where different students can play together Yeah, we do like a Flipgrid challenges, like different challenges, weekly challenges. We've had like a soccer challenge or yoga or, like different things. And it's been just very, very fun. Like one day Alberto just came downstairs and I was doing like the yoga challenge and he was like, what are you doing? Like I was like, what's going on here? Like, you've never done yoga before, you don't even know how to do it. So he was trying to do it and it was awesome. It was, I don't know, those kind of things, like teeny, we also say that we are all about these teeny tiny details, and those are those details that make our day, like kind of like this relationship that we have with our students.
Well, and I want to speak to a couple things you mentioned. So the Flipgrid challenges, my daughter, her PE teacher is doing that with her. And today Chloe said, Mom, come look at what I did. And she earlier grabbed my pillow. I think we were actually on the phone earlier when she came in, grabbed my pillow and ran out. And later she showed me the video and they were doing a pillow scoot challenge. And they had to time themselves for 1 minute and they had to do 10 feet apart. So she measured it and then she had to scoot on my pillow, which she used on the kitchen floor. Hopefully it's clean. But then later today, her PE teacher emailed me back the feedback. So she sent the email of her responding on the Flipgrid with feedback. And I think that feedback is so important too to our students. And it just really warmed my heart that she took the time to watch the video that Chloe sent in and then responded back. And she even made the comment to Chloe that she liked that she used Alexa for her timer and using the resources in her home, and all that. So, and I showed Chloe, I said, make sure you watch this, keeping connected, like you said, giving feedback, giving those challenges to the students to let them use their creativity. And Flipgrid is a great platform for that, for sure.
Yeah, it is a great platform. We like how we still can connect with them through Flipgrid. And the good point about this, like we have used Flipgrid throughout the year since day one, so they know everything about Flipgrid and they know how to do like everything. And now with the new share screen feature, make things like way easier for us to still do this kind of meaningful activities.
And what you said about the feedback, we think it is very, very important. Like every activity they do, just give them some feedback. Even if it is, just like a well done, it was amazing, but something, because we think that they need to know that you are on top of things, that you care about what they are doing and that you are with them and all of that. So feedback, we think it is very, very important.
And they need to feel validated with the work they're doing because they're putting in a lot of time and effort, and just that little bit of feedback is so important. And like Neil said, he mentioned the school principal day. Not to give anything away to any principals, but I know some schools that are using Flipgrid locally here to do that as well. So that's super exciting.
Yeah, for example, this year, our principal is getting retired. So we are getting something for her. I don't know. I don't want to say it because she might
watch it.
I watch this after all, or maybe she's watching it now. But we have something ready using some remote learning tools for her. So
awesome! Love that. Yes, one of the best tools for remote learning for sure.
Yeah,
Joe Merrill says.
Yeah.
I was going to say one thing too. We were talking about Teacher Appreciation Week is next week. And our I don't know who it actually was that started it, but we have a Facebook group going to adopt teachers. And I think that's a fabulous idea as well, where teachers are posting whether they're adopted or not adopted, whether they're not adopted, and then a parent can go and adopt them and then drop a gift off to them at their doorstep or whatever. So that reminded me when you talked about the cinnamon rolls or whatever, that I'm waiting for my children's teachers to get on there so that I can adopt them. But I think that's another great way that we can use the digital platforms that we have to still appreciate our teachers for sure. So I'm glad you guys were recognized because you're definitely doing great things.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I've seen the members are on the chat and they are the best people to talk about Flipgrid because they have, like a lot of tips and a lot of great things to share about Flipgrid.
So if you are wondering or you want to learn more about Flipgrid, they are the go-to people. So
the Merrills, yes, for sure. We love the Merrills, great people. And they're like us too, a duo together.
Yeah.
So again, we have that connection with them, husband and wife, being able to work together as closely as they do. I think that really helps. So definitely check out the Merrills if you guys are not familiar with them, which I don't know how you couldn't be. So here's another question for you. What is the struggle that you and your teachers have faced during this time? And have you, or what if you have, found a solution to that?
We're going to say the same thing, probably.
I
Go ahead,
so.
because we talked about this
and
last
it's
week.
related with sale. Like the first week or first 2 weeks of remote learning, we made a huge mistake, and it is that we were too focused on academics. We just sent different assignments, or we taught lessons, or all of that, and we were very, very focused on the academics, and we forgot a little bit about the sale part, or about that connection that we built with our students throughout the year. So it was
more something like, okay, here are the materials, so I'm doing my live lesson, and it's kind of like, I don't care what's going on, in your life, and that's not what we are, or that's not how we teach.
Yeah.
So
part
And
of
it's
that
easy
was
to
that.
do that, right? During distance learning, it's so easy
Yeah.
to do
And we
that.
were so overwhelmed with all the things we needed to do that we forgot about the most important part, that it is our students.
Yeah, and how they feel, and they're like a social emotional part. So we fixed that, like doing what we just explained, like playing games with them. For example, we have just a weekly call for 30 minutes or an hour, and it's just about having fun. We don't teach any lessons, any content, anything. We are just there, and having fun with them, playing games, or different things. But it's just that kind of recess time, right, that they can have at home. Because one of the things that they were telling me is that they were like, yeah, Senior Mario, we miss you and all of that stuff, but I can't play with my friends during recess. So we were like, okay, we need to fix that. How can we have them playing with their friends, and how can we have them, having fun with all of the friends and all of that?
And for example, I do tutoring time with every single one of them every week. So
yeah, smart. We're smart.
They are talking about me. So I have tutoring time with them. So I connect one-to-one with every single one of my students every week for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to talk about how they are feeling, how I can support them better, how their family is doing, just to check on them, those like 10 minutes. And every single one of them, they tell me like, I miss my friends. I miss I miss to be out with my friends, playing basketball, playing like whatever they play in recess. So that connection with their friends. So like just thinking about it, we thought, okay, there is something we're doing wrong. There is something that we are not reaching our students in the same way we used to do. So we needed to change something, and that's why we started to brainstorm ideas about how to like keep that connection with the students and also among them.
So what platform are you using for that connection?
Microsoft Teams. Always. Big fans.
We are huge fans of Microsoft Teams. I think that the communication part that Microsoft Teams has, it's just amazing. Just how you can communicate with your students, like chat or like private channels or individual chats or even like video calls. All of that, I think it's just gives you an opportunity to connect with them. That it is just amazing.
Because we have said this like tons of times during this call, but it is not all about like content or all about like learning, like just content. So talking about Microsoft Teams, we have in our Microsoft Teams one channel that it is called Just Chatting. That is for them to chat, for students to connect or to share something fun that happened like 30 minutes ago, or like how they celebrate their parents or their father's birthday or something.
Whatever. It was yesterday. What day is today? Today's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So it was.
I think that they want to share the same feeling.
This thing, like every day feels the same, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's
Groundhog Day all over again.
Yeah.
Weekends, and I don't even know anymore. So yesterday we had a birthday, and we celebrated the birthday on that channel. Just chatting, and it was fun.
And following the same idea that you said about you don't know what day it is today. So I think that what other like a struggle that we had is like we didn't know how to draw the line between life and work. because we were working from home, so we struggled a lot. We put so many hours, and also we didn't take care of ourselves. We were so focused on getting this thing started that we forgot to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So that was hard.
That is very important. I mean, sometimes I just earlier today I told Slee, I'm like, I just got to get out of the house. I just got to go for a walk. Like, you know, and I try. I'm like, did you get your workout in earlier? Which was Alberto?
Yeah, I did earlier. It's something.
But yeah, we have to take that time and just kind of have to I had to step away. I'm like, I got to leave my house,
Yeah.
kids, everything.
Those first couple of weeks, my husband was watching us just glued to the computer all day long, and he was like, "Stop! You have to get up. You have to move. Like, this is unhealthy. Like, it's good. You have to work from home. We need that, but at the same time, you have to be healthy and you have to take care of yourself." And I think it's so easy for us to miss that.
And also, like, it is like, okay, we need to think about this when we're saying work home. It's like how many hours we want our students to be in front of the computer. It's that worthy. Like, it is worthy to send 4 hours of work.
Oh, well, Sarah, what time is there? Oh my gosh, it's so late.
It's late. Yeah.
It's 10:39 there. Yeah.
Like,
She's
still catching
already
everyone
in
the
her
morning.
onesie.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Next
Ready for the next
question,
one?
or did you want us to share your screen? I think
you can go ahead.
so amazing to use Teams with channels and interact with shared documents. They love coloring together. Yes, love that.
Mhm.
So true.
I love that everyone is, like you were saying, like, I love the idea of looking at it to have fun and connect with them on a different level than just academics. Like, academics are super important, but we are humans, and there's so many more pieces to us than just sitting in front of the computer. Like,
Can you push my screen really fast? I can show like the OneNote games we were talking about before.
Yes.
Good night, Sarah.
I know.
Right. Good night. Right. So these are the OneNote games that we have in our.
Okay, this is sorry for interrupting you, but this is the best question. We think that this is the best question ever asked during the quarantine, and it's like, can you see my screen? How many times do you ask that?
Like,
Wait, and your mic is muted. Unmute.
Yeah.
Or muted. Like, I don't
Muted,
know
yes.
what your parents are gonna buy for lunch. Mute your mic.
Control Shift M.
Yeah.
So these are the OneNote games that we have in the collaboration space of our OneNote. So we have here 3 in a row, and they like to play a lot. We have different rooms at the same time. So every time they get in the room, just erase the last game that happened in this room, and then just like start playing with each other. They write their name and everything, and also like Sudokus. Like they really like to do like collaborative Sudokus in the collaboration space, and they often are in a call within Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
Playing together, sharing their screen and everything. So that's a really good way to share.
I love that. So did you just put insert the page, or did you insert a different app that you embedded, or how did you insert this into one?
This is just a picture.
It's just a picture.
It's a picture. So it's a new page, and I set the picture as a background. And this is really important because everyone knows what happened if you give the student the power of moving the picture around, right? Yeah. So remember to set up the picture.
Yeah, it's like, can you see my screen? OneNote version,
Yeah, so remember to always set up the picture as a background. It's just a picture as a background, and they just play together.
Yeah.
Love that. Love it. Such a great way to keep the kids still critical thinking, like, as they're thinking through, especially these kind of games, and just being able to collaborate together and have fun. I love that. And I love the recess idea too. I know my son's teacher is doing that, holding recess, and he gets so mad if he misses recess, if he was outside actually playing, and he comes in and he's like, oh, I missed recess, because they love that time to still be able to see.
It is very important, yeah.
I thought it was funny today. I saw on Facebook, one of our teachers, we're a link school, most of our campuses are, so that means our kiddos have 4 times that they go outside and play during the day. So it equals at least an hour of recess during the school day. So it's great, and there's tons of research behind it. We've partnered with TCU to do that, and one of the kids was messaging their teacher in Teams asking questions about their work, and then the teacher was responding, and they said, "Oh wait, just a minute, it's time for recess. I must go outside." So like they stopped the conversation
awesome.
completely because
That is
they had to stick to
amazing.
recess.
It is amazing.
That is great.
So I was like, "Oh look, Link is even still happening right now."
Yes. Love that.
I know.
It's,
All right. Do you have more to show us, or you want us to go on to the next question?
you can go on to the next question.
All right, you got it. Let's see if we can get this to work. All right. So what advice do you have for teachers during this time of distance learning?
So I could say that organization and structure would be kind of the biggest thing. That's what we think, because normally organization and to have a very clear structure during your classes, in a, I would say like traditional environment or setting, it is very important, and all of us know that. But right now we think that it is even more important because students, well, all of you know that they have a lot of problems with technology, with, sometimes they don't understand how to do like a specific assignment and all of that. So have that structure, or let them know what they need to do, or what their routine is if they don't understand something, how they can contact you if they don't know how to do something. That is very, very important.
It's very important for them to know, okay, where do I start my day? In our case, for example, our students start their day in Microsoft Teams. So they go to Microsoft Teams like general channel, and they know that we post all the announcements there, and all the like assignments are also posted there. So they know that if they want to know what's going on, they need to review that all the announcements and different assignments. So they know where to start the day. Also, they know where to find the video calls. They know where to find those different things that are important.
So if they have a question, they go to, for example, like the science channel, and it is just for science questions. So if they have a question, they go there and they take a look and see if someone asked that before and we answer that same question. If we didn't, they can ask a question on the chat, or they can call us on Teams. So we have different strategies, and it is very structured. So our students, we try for them to not get very anxious about the situation, or we try, to have them as calm as we can, with all these different strategies, and to let them know what they need to do exactly in what situation.
And I think that's great, because for you guys, and I know I would 100% agree with that. And I think for some teachers, maybe they're struggling a little because these are new things, where you guys had that advantage because you were using OneNote and you were using Teams. So, and for your students, they're more familiar. But I think for those that weren't using those platforms, or even having to teach remotely or online, period, they're having to learn that and learn how to keep it organized and structured. And Celine had a great idea the other day. We were working through some things, and she said, you know what, if I was in this situation right now, I would make a channel for each week. Like, we have 4 weeks left or whatever it is, say, this is week 1, week 2, week 3. And then in each channel, you have the capability to have all the files and everything you need within that channel, because sometimes it gets kind of confusing. Like, is it in this place or is it in this place? So either put them by subjects like you're doing, or maybe even just put your whole week, and just build it all within that channel for the whole week too.
Exactly. And we think that the communication with parents is very important as well. Now more than ever, because it's a new situation for us. It is a new situation for the students, and it is a new situation for the parents as well. So
they struggle.
They struggle a lot.
We need to keep in mind that they are
right,
yeah.
Jenny.
Yeah, I'm struggling, and I even know.
We called this morning. That's why we are making this job, because
I was working hard on it.
I may have to share the picture I took. I'm just saying.
No.
So keep your eyes open in social media.
Right. You made to do that, right?
Yeah.
It was a rough morning in the long house, in the school long school, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I laughed for a good long 5 minutes or so. But our friend Lanny is on, also from across the pond at 11 o'clock. But Lanny has a good point too. He said social media was flooded with day structures for parents, which sadly caused confusion for them. And I agree, you know, like social media is great.
Yeah.
We love it, but it also can cause confusion. And one tip I would give for teachers is whatever you've been using, stick with it. Don't keep changing or trying new technology, because just like the boys were saying, you know, being organized and kids knowing where they have to go, where to look for each of their things is super important. Even for me as a parent helping my son, I want to know in each of his 8 classes, I want to be able to click in the same spot. Like there's so many places they can put things.
Yeah, exactly. And we can't forget that right now, it's like the parents are in our classroom as well. You know, it's kind of because normally when the students had a problem, they asked you because they were with you in the classroom. But right now, what they're going to do normally is like they are going to ask for help to the parents. And if those parents don't know how to solve that problem, they get, you know,
really
like
frustrated
and all of that. So we need to try to avoid that. So what we are doing right now is like the same instruction that we give to the students, we give the same instruction to the parents. Because if something happens, if the students don't know how to do something, they're going to ask the parents. So those parents need to have the solution.
And also, we need to keep in mind that those parents are also working from home, so they are like trying to get their stuff done, and at the same time, they are like trying to be like helping or assisting their children. So they are also struggling in this new routine. So we need to be. Empathy is really important in all of this situation. Empathy from parents to teachers, from teachers to parents, from parents to students, from students to teachers, like all the way.
Yeah, communication. So we would recommend that send those instructions to the parents as well. We since the beginning of the year, we send like a weekly survey with all of the instructions and all of that. Well, not with the instruction. We didn't send it with instructions before, but we sent it with the information.
What's going on in our class, some pictures, the calendar, and everything.
Yeah. So right now, what we are doing is like we send in instructions as well to the parents. You know, like same thing that we tell the kids, we tell the parents.
I think that's huge. That's huge. And I think too, I've been surprised at how well the kids have picked up on it. Like my second grader, he knows exactly where to go. And I'll say, did you do this? He's like, yeah, I did it. You know, and they know where to go to find their links. So, but I think that consistency is important, because if you're consistent with how to do it, I mean, first, second grader can figure it out. So good tips for sure.
Yeah. Can you push my screen really fast?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. So yeah, also like, we wrote this blog post about like 5 different tips for parents, for teachers. We've been talking about.
So we're not parents.
It's the same. Parents are teachers. And you're right.
We are.
Five is something like we are not dads, but we're gonna teach you how to be parents.
I'm that good. No, yeah. So 5 different tips for teachers, and the first one and the second one, I think that really important. So don't overwhelm yourself. Start small and consistency. So if you want, we have seen teachers that they made this or they designed these really cool activities and everything for the first 2 weeks, and they got so burnt out that they stopped doing it because they couldn't keep up. So if we set up high expectation, like we need to meet them every week, right? It is the same that in the classroom. If we set up like high expectations for our students, we need to be consistent and meet them every single day, every single week. So I think that we need to keep that in mind in this remote learning setting as well. We need to be consistent in our lessons and the quality of our lessons. So we cannot do like 2 or 3 really good like lessons, fancy lessons, and really like meaningful lessons and everything, and get burnt out and then go back and do like not really good lessons because we don't have
worksheets and all of that.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against worksheets, but it's not our way to teach. Well,
actually, you do. Yeah, it's not the way we teach, but they are fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's super important, even for parents. Like, I think that's good advice for teachers and parents. Like, as a parent coming in to the situation, I get overwhelmed pretty quick. And that's when I get frustrated, and then my son gets frustrated, and before I know it, the whole house is frustrated. And so even for us, it's best if I start to get overwhelmed that I just step away and take a breather, take a moment just to calm down, and then I can come back and help. So I think that's a great advice for everyone in this situation is, don't get overwhelmed. And if you do, take a step back and, do what you know.
Yeah.
What are the last two tips? We have growth mindset. and what are the
Growth
last-
mindset, and we truly think that after this, it has been a really hard situation for everyone, and it will be for a while a really hard situation for everyone. But we will come out of this stronger as teachers. We will, like we have done, like a PD worth of 2 months in 1 week, right? So I think that after all of this situation, we will be better teachers. We will be able to understand students and families better.
We have new strategies. We are using new ways to teach and all of that. So, and then it is not just about learning, and we talked about that. And tip number 5 is take care of yourself. You know, like just draw that line between your like personal life and your work life.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Lanny has another good tip as well. He says he can definitely sympathize about how hard it is being both teacher and parent at the same time, and it's true.
And SEL again, definitely needing to tap into that, and how are our kids doing, and just reaching out and connecting with them is so important.
And then she also had a parent call her, and she just needed to calm her daughter down because they're having a panic attack right now.
Oh, wow.
And she thought she was infected. I mean, there's so many things going around right now that social and emotional learning is super important.
I think that sometimes we don't realize about that, right? We don't know what problems that family are facing, right? Or like, for example, like if they have maybe their grandparents struggling with all these, so what's going on their houses. So that's why we always say like it's not about learning. Maybe like you need to excuse a student from an assignment because her mind is not here, it's somewhere else. So.
Totally.
Yeah. I think we have maybe one more question, and I think
we do one more, and that is it. Let me get it shared again. Sorry. There we go. Did
What
we
do you
go over
think?
this one? No.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know it's going to be different, but what do you think education will look like when all of this passes, whenever that is?
It's the $1 million question.
Okay.
Everybody wants to know.
I think we talked about this the other day, right?
My answer would be I don't know.
But we don't know. We will need to wing it. No, but
Same person.
for sure, right? But I think that this situation, I mean, this can be not really polite what I'm going to say, but our job is to get ready students for the future, right? That's what we do as teachers. A lot of people are before this COVID outbreak were like working remotely from home, and as I see it, we were not doing a good job preparing our students for that kind of working environments, right? Because we just didn't know how to do it, and we didn't do it in our classes. In this situation, we could see that we were not doing a great job in those things, getting ready our students for the future, for their working environment, or developing those future-ready skills that they will need in the future. So I think that after all, I really hope that the education system will reevaluate it, and we will think about how their working environments of the future will look like, and we need to match those ideas and do the same, because that's our goal as teachers, prepare our students for the future.
Yeah, so I completely agree, because the working environments are changing a lot in the last years, and we think that the education system hasn't changed at the same speed, hasn't changed that fast. So what we always say is that we don't know what will happen in the future, but we can guess, right? And that's why we have all those researchers like the class of 2030 and all of those researchers that they are trying to see, or they're trying to find those skills that we will need in the future. We don't know what jobs we will have, right? But we can guess what skills we are going to need for those jobs.
Yeah.
So I think that what Alberto said about like a reevaluation of our education system, and kind of change a little bit the way that we are teaching right now to be able to get our students ready for the future.
Because clearly we were not doing it.
Yeah.
Right. Because we have so many students struggling in this remote learning situation. They're still 6th graders. Okay, so I get that part, but still we were not doing what we're supposed to do as teachers.
and focusing more in SEL, I would say, social emotional learning, because I think like even us that we worked a lot with that in the past, right now we see that it is even more important, because there's been a hard situation like this, and some of our students had a lot of anxiety or they struggles, so badly emotionally and all of that. So, the importance of SEL, it's clear, it's been a great proof of that, that SEL is very important. Sometimes, we are not working as much as we need to work on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the things that I've loved about using Microsoft Teams right now during this is it really has exposed teachers and students to what a remote working environment looks like, and even what a business working environment looks like. Like, we come together to collaborate and to communicate. It's not so, and it's more fluid than the way we always make it within school. I think it was you guys who said this maybe to me, that one of the things about Teams that you love is you send a chat versus an email. Like, that's much more of a slow way of communicating versus immediately just chatting with someone or calling them. So it's just even the way we work. And so I love that, this situation, it's not a good situation. It's horrible. It's bad. But one positive thing we can see from it is we are getting exposed to what, things could look like in the future for our students and where they work.
Yeah, exactly.
Great observation.
Go ahead, Jenny.
I was just going to say, I think it's a good opportunity too to help teach, like you were saying, our students to communicate. Like, I even asked my daughter to send an email to her teacher, and I don't know whether she was just being funny or what, but she's like, I don't know how to send an email. And we even had this conversation the other day. Like, have we even really taught our students how to properly send an email and how to communicate? And, there's a difference when you send an email. You want to, kind of start off a certain way, end a certain way. Because I said, put your name, say thank you. She's like, do I have to put my name? They know it's from me. I'm like, there are certain etiquette things that we need to teach our students. And I think a lot of the situation we're in, obviously, teach them how to chat, teach them how to send an email, teach them, proper ways to communicate is a huge opportunity we have right now.
Yeah.
Well, we have some people weighing in. Are you ready?
Oh.
Okay. They're good. I love all these comments. So I think teachers will be more comfortable providing at-home support utilizing technology post-COVID.
That's huge.
Yeah, I think that's true. Totally. And then Stormy says, we need to get out of their way. We need to facilitate their learning.
I agree.
We completely agree.
Student-centered approach, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yes. And I know we even talked to a team about doing some of our PD more so. Like, we've tried in the past to hold, like with Skype previously, we tried to hold like some after school Skype sessions. And I think we had one great librarian show up that one day. So remember, Steven, we love you for sticking with us. But I think now if we say we're going to do it online and we're going to host a training, teachers will like, oh yeah, I can do this. They're not going to have that fear that they might have.
It's how the world is changing, right? Like, universities are moving also to this like remote learning or online learning environment and setting. So that's.
And another thing is that, for example, when we talk about like 21st century skills, we talk about collaboration, communication, but are we really teaching our students how to collaborate in a virtual environment? Because they collaborate in the classroom and they do awesome. And they communicate in the classroom and they do awesome. But now we've put them in a virtual environment and we can see that they are lacking some skills, or, they don't know how to do it. Or like not properly. So I think that's very, very important. 21st century skills are very important and we are working on them and we're doing a great job, but we forgot about the virtual environment. That sometimes we don't teach those skills in a virtual environment.
Yeah, that's really important because there are researches that show that students that are in our classes right now, they will spend more of the 50% of their time in their future in a virtual environment, or like playing video games or doing video calls, social media, like whatever. They will spend more of half of their time in a virtual environment. So this is also a good excuse to kind of teach them how to behave in this virtual environment, that the same rules that are applied in the regular classroom are applied also in Microsoft Teams. So you cannot like just chat in the middle of a conversation because you are interrupting me, right? Because it is the same that in the class. If you want something, raise your hand, don't wait for your turn, right? That's a good way to show them. Also, like you cannot cover my screen full of GIFs that are funny to you, right? Because you don't do that in the classroom. So it's like there's like teeny tiny things, or like mute or unmute the way, because you need to be polite while one of your classmates is talking. You to mute your mic because you don't talk at the same time as the other person. So those teeny tiny details that we need to teach them in a virtual environment are important too.
Yeah. Lanny brings out a couple more ideas too. He says schools need to think about offering for pupils homebound can now remote into a lesson rather than being sent homework for them, which I think is super important too. I think it will definitely change the way we look at how we help students at home. And then, of course, I love this too. Coffee and tech is the solution. Woo woo. So get teachers linking remotely for PD. And so I definitely think Microsoft Teams, like we said, will facilitate that. And I think teachers will be less fearful or maybe more willing to jump in now that they've had exposure to it.
It's exciting. You know, there are, I think, good things that are going to come out of it, and we're all learning. And I feel like we're all going to get it, and then finally it's like summer. You know, we're all like in the groove, and we're finally, you know, figuring it out.
I'm not joking, right?
Yeah.
Teachers come back from summer. It's like when your students go for like Christmas break or spring break, and they have forgotten everything you do in class.
Yes.
Like something like that, right?
For sure. I know.
Well,
all right.
Are there any last minute thoughts you want to leave with us, or you know, tell people how they can get a hold of you? I think we have that information to share as well.
Actually, I didn't get it. Maybe I did get it. I just didn't put it in time. I'm sorry, guys.
It's
Do you
okay.
have it on your
You're
blog?
fine. Don't worry. You're fine. Don't even worry. Like we're on Twitter. Mario, you have access to the chat, right? So you can drop our Twitter accounts there, and also like we have a webpage, eTwinz.com. Let me share this with you.
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, I'll put it up. Perfect.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question. Can you see my screen? All right, so this is our webpage, eTwinz.com. And here there are stuff like more information about us, but kind of the most important thing here, if you don't want to know about us, which I don't blame you for, you can go to the blog. And here, this is our Twinning is Learning blog. We try to post like every 2 weeks or so a new blog post about in English and Spanish.
Every 2 weeks?
Every two days, sorry. Every 2 days, every other day.
I'm like, I don't know where those posts that I wrote went, right? Because I wrote a lot of
I
posts.
sold them in the black market. The other blog. Sorry. Yeah, every other day, like every 2 weeks or so, we do a new blog post in Spanish and English. We translate them manually, so we don't use. So it's a good translation. Like different things, generally, like remote learning, how to have fun, like different like things, escape rooms, 5 tips, how to use Minecraft in a remote learning scenario,
different apps, all of that.
Yeah, so if you want to know more about any of these tools, or so you can always visit this blog. Yep. Also, we talk about education, pedagogy, not just about tools.
I love it.
Definitely connect with the boys, eTwinz, if you are not following them, and on Instagram as well. They're on Instagram and Twitter and
everywhere.
Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook page is eTwinz, and the Instagram account is the one that is a little bit different because the eTwinz account. So a random lady from I don't know where has the eTwinz account. She has 0 followers and she follows 0 people. So we are hoping for her to kind of remove her account or something like that for us to take over it. So it is eTwinz.
We can relate.
Yeah.
It is eTwinz CDU. So it's the only difference. CDU.
Y'all were better
Yeah, somebody
than us.
has
We just,
Jenallee.
yeah, but we just did Jenallee 1. We
Yeah,
should have done something smart like
Yeah.
EDU or something.
Yeah, we think that Jenallee has a lot of teachers following her, but
Yes, she does.
So like, where these people is coming from, right?
Yeah, I don't think she's ever tweeted though, so.
But I'm sure she's happy. You know, she gets followers.
Well, we thank you so much. So many good points. You've given us a lot of good things to think about, and definitely our viewers definitely go and follow the boys and connect with them. And they are so willing to help you with anything. Anytime we have a question, we definitely can text them or feel free to call them, and they're always so willing to help. And so definitely a great resource, and we hope that it's been helpful for you all that are watching. Definitely go and follow them, subscribe, check the box, all of that, so you can stay connected with them.
Right.
And
Thank you
and
so
our
much
next-
for having us today.
oh, you are so welcome. We have next Monday, we have a guest with us, and that is Sarah Clark. So I think we have that slide, Slee?
I do not have that slide. I'm
Okay.
really prepared today.
Well, so Sarah Clark is going to be with us next Monday at 4:15 Central as well. So she is from the other side of the pond as well. And so we're super excited. She's doing so many great things, and we're excited to hear what she has to share as well. So that's going to be on May 4th. So stay tuned. I think she has a surprise for us.
May 4th,
Well, it's
It's not the Star Wars Day, right?
It's going to be good. You're going to want to see it. That's for sure.
We are not big, don't kill us for this, but we are not big Star Wars
I
fans.
haven't watched the movies. I'm sorry.
Well,
Well,
We
we'll
thank
have to
you
have a
guys
movie
for-
night.
yes, movie night. Yeah, we could do that.
Yep.
We can have like
Virtual
a
movie night. How much?
that's an idea.
With popcorns. Like
Yeah.
today, our Flipgrid friends.
Yes. Well,
All
we
right.
thank you guys for coming tonight, and we appreciate your time and all of your expertise, and we look forward to connecting with you more.
Right. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
We want